and welcome to this very first devlog video on Game Launcher Creator V3. I'm Danny J and I'm the lead developer here at Bitebox Media, and it's been quite a journey, especially this year, but talking about the whole project overall, Game Launcher Creator has been in existence for nearly 5 years. Nearly 5 years since the very first iteration and version of Game Launcher Creator, and it has been an exciting journey the whole way. I mean, you know, when we first started Game Launcher Creator software, it took a lot of time to develop the initial version. Obviously, the very first version didn't have even have half the features what Game Launcher Creator V2 had. So V2 has been the pinnacle software for the last 3 years. And it's been a really good journey along the way, especially development wise. But Game Launcher Creator V3, we've been developing this now all year 2022, and it's been exciting. There's been lots and lots. I was so happy to get stuck into this project, but I'll tell you something right now. Like, I'm a hard worker. There's no doubts about that. I love creating stuff, developing stuff. I love it, but this has taken it out of me. This has been a hell of a year so far. 18-hour days, some days averaging 12 to 14 hours every day, pretty much. I've been literally taking the odd weekend off, so it's been very testing, very trying. It's been very difficult, especially trying to juggle family life and kids and relationships and, you know, other stuff that's going on, as well as running the business itself. Obviously, we still have to maintain V2. We still have current orders and customers to deal with as well, and the whole patch servers. We have to deal with all that, and then obviously on top of that, we have the new network of websites which we've been building. So it's just been monumental, but we're finally approaching the roll call for Game Launcher Creator V3. I've been so excited to let everybody know about it. I've been trying to contain it all week. I wanted to make sure that I got that V3 page up with all the information I could possibly fit on it. And I didn't want it to be a big page. I wanted it to be a normal size page so people didn't get scared about how much information was on there. But then I thought, well, the flip side of the coin, there is going to be people out there that have questions. So I thought the more information I can get on that page, the better. And believe it or not, that's actually the short version of the page, because there is so many features to Game Launcher Creator V3 going forward. So I'm hoping that these devlog videos will help you kind of understand and get a feel for the software and what it can do. Now, I do have to put a bit of a disclaimer in here that anything that you see in these videos is still subject to change. The user interface is definitely not complete. So that's still, you know, obviously stuff like the user interface design and stuff like that, we kind of put the polish on at the end. The main thing for us at the minute is ensuring that the beta testers can test all the features and make sure that things work properly. So what you see in this video and future videos is not going to be representative of the final product. The final product will look a lot better than what it is, but hopefully you'll enjoy these videos and they'll give you a little bit more insight as to what's going on. So I'm going to stop blabbing on now. So I'm just going to launch up GLCV3. We have a whole new splash screen and new interface. We have new ways of loading stuff as well. Now, the Game Launcher Creator V3 window is a lot different from V2, as you can see here. So now we're using a docked interface, so all the windows are docked. So we have this right panel here, which will basically stick with you no matter what state the window is in. We've ditched the menu. We now have toolbars up here, and then we have the status bar down here as well, which we've never seen before. We've never had one in V1 or V2. Excuse me. But I feel that you know, this is more of a versatile editor, and it will fit any resolution as well. So even up to 4K, massive widescreens, it doesn't matter what resolution you're using. So you know, as you can see here, you can now restore the window you can resize the window and it will follow everything round. So it'll be nice and neat no matter what size resolution your desktop is at. So it's a nice cleaner interface what we have for V3. Like I said, we have this right pane over here, so when you've no project loaded up or you first enter, you'll get all the information about your account and the version. Over here it'll tell you if there's any updates available, and if there is, you can go ahead and download the updates pretty much straight away, and it's quite easy. This is all in real time as well, so as soon as there's an update available, this button will appear so you know there's an update. And then we have some community stuff which we're going to be featuring down here, like latest templates that have been released, and then a little news column of what's new so you can keep up to date with stuff. But what we're going to concentrate on in this video today is just basically an introduction to the editor and how it all looks and how it all works, because I know quite a lot of you will be interested in that. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start up with a new blank project. So let's just pop this in. So I'm just going to call it video launcher, Danny J, and then let's give it a size of 1280 720. We'll keep it as blank for now, and we'll create that. And there's our new project. So we start off with a blank launcher because that's what the template I've selected. Obviously you'll be able to select your templates to work with along there. So now, as you can see, the launcher pages are over here in the docked window. So we have the launcher pages here, and then we have the insert new object palette, the object palette, up here on the right hand side. Now I'm probably going to create a toolbar button for insert new object as well, which will probably come up with a dialogue, so it can have some more descriptions and stuff in of the objects. But again, you know, it's all, you know, game launcher creators' experience has always been about speed and agility, and you know, just trying to be able to create and design a game launcher as fast and as cumbersomeless as possible. Is that even a word? So pages are here. You can access the properties for the pages just by clicking this, and as you can see, we get this dialog up. So you can give the page a name, you can select the color, a gradient or an image as a background. Don't forget, these features are just the beta basic features at the minute, so you know there is potential for us to add new ones in here. And we have a startup actions section down here, but we're going to cover that in a different video. So just check out the devlog online and then you'll be able to see the different ones. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I want to introduce you to the library. So basically, in previous versions of Game Launcher Creator, when you dragged in an image button, say, and you would... In fact, let me introduce you to this first. This is pretty cool. So you can drag in, so you click in a new object, and then we have this new little toolbar here. So you can basically, excuse me, I've got a bit of a cough today. You can basically click on the object, and then you can decide to move it, and then you can freely move it. You can resize it as well, freely. We have these new handles here, where you can do the width and the height, and then you can do the corner to do both. You can also lock objects now, and then you can't click them again, so you can't even accidentally click them. If you want to unlock it, you can go up to the object inspector here, select it inside the editor, and then you can unlock it. So it just stops you accidentally clicking on stuff. And this lock feature as well is maintained throughout the project. So if you close the project down and reopen it, all the objects that were locked will stay in the locked position, which is pretty cool. So we'll unlock that and drop it back here, and then we have a duplicate object action now as well, so you can just quickly duplicate the button and it will duplicate all the properties of that button, like the images and everything, so you can quickly insert other stuff. And then obviously we have delete. So what we have here, up here, which is not finished yet as well, there's probably still more to go on, is when you have no object selected, obviously this clears itself. You can select an object via the object inspector here if you want to, or you can go straight to the properties for that object. But when you do have an object highlighted or selected, we get this additional toolbar up here where you can do stuff like lock the object from there. And then we have new alignment tools as well, so you can align to the left, align to the right, align to the center, top and bottom. Just little quick tools. Again, there's a few more to go in yet, but they're probably going to be in at a later date, probably closer to release. And over here on the right hand side, you can see we have when you select an object, you get the quick properties up here, so you can have X, Y, width, height, and layer. And these are all in real time now as well. So if you just change that to like 600 by 800, you can see. Oh, that was a bit too much. It's only a 720 launcher, isn't it? You can see that it's all in real time. Same with the width and the height. So if you change that to 250, 145, you can see it's all real time. So you can use that for precision, or you can use this and this. It's entirely up to you. And then layers, we're now using a 10-layer system instead of a 5-layer system, so we can have up to 5 layers on your game launcher window. Now the beauty of it is there's a layer toolbar up here which you can use. So you can select any layer that you want. So for example, this is on layer 1. So if we can now hide the layer, so you don't even see layer 1. So if you're working on a certain layer and you think, right, I don't want to see them objects now, or don't want to be accidentally clicking on them, you can literally click that and you can hide and show the layers. So much faster, especially dealing with layers as well. Much faster. And then so what I do want to show you is the way that the image stuff works. So if you click on the properties for the image button, for example, if you remember in V2 and V1, when you would click on here to select a new image, it would pop up with an open dialog, and then you'd select an image to use. Well, that's no longer the case anymore, because a lot of people were saying that, which is true as well, that if you have an image on your hard drive and then you end up moving that image, or you delete the image or whatever, then it's gonna mess everything up inside your launcher project. So people were like, well, can we not have like a local library, or where images are imported? So we listened to that and we thought that it made much more sense. So now we've designed a new library system for your game launcher project, and the library system you can find up here, so you can access the launcher library, and this is the library for your launcher. So you can see here we've got an all files, and then it separates it into images, video, audio, and GIFs. So as you can see, when we go down here, we get previews of the image down here. The videos, you can get previews of the videos up here. So you know what you're going to be putting in before you do. So you can also import new media as well to use. So when you click on import, it'll come up with a dialog, and then you can go and browse for the images and videos and stuff that you want to use, or you can simply drag and drop files into the launcher library. So what I'm going to do is, just to show you this example, is I've got some images which I've already made. Whereabouts are we? Here. So these, as you can see, these are the images for the Minecraft test launcher we've been creating. So you can see I've got all the buttons and everything all lined up ready, which I've exported. So to use them in our project, I can simply just select all them and drag them into the window like that, and then Game Launcher Creator will render all the images that have been dropped in, as you can see. So we now have all them. So, or there's another way you can do it. What you can do is you can access your projects, video launcher. You can access your actual library from here as well. So you could just drag and drop, copy them in, replace, done, go back to your library, and they'll instantly all be there ready to use. And that works for all files, even files that aren't really supported. You can still access them from all files, so don't worry, it's not just limited to images, videos, audio and GIFs. You can still have other files in there which you might need to call from your launcher. So now what you would do is, when you select the button, you go to the properties, you go to images, you can then select which button to use, or image to use, sorry, for the button. which is pretty cool. And you can delete stuff from your library as well. So if you don't need a file anymore, just click delete and it will get rid of it for you. But then once you've chosen what you're going to use, you will just click select, and you can see it pops it in there. So that's what we're going to use for a standard button image, and then we're going to use this one for the hover and the click, and there we go. So I just need to resize that. There will be another function added in somewhere to automatically resize this to the dimensions that it should be. I just need to code that in yet. It won't take me long to do at all. And you can see that's how quick it is. So if we go to our launcher page now and then select image as the background, we can simply choose our background image. Let's go for the PNG, and there we go, easy as that. So that's basically the overview of what we have so far. I mean, like I said, there's a whole lot of features. Most of the code is already done. Visually, there's still a lot more that we need to put in, toolbar buttons and stuff. And again, you know, we're just waiting for the beta testers to get testing with all them and making sure that it all works okay. But this is a good general overview of how Game Launcher Creator V3 will look. Anything else that I can cover while I'm here? What I'll do is I will continually update the blog with showcasing some new features, because there's a lot of stuff that you can do with Game Launcher Creator V3 that you don't even know yet that you'll be able to do. So hopefully with these devlog videos I'll be able to keep you notified. What I do highly recommend is you subscribe to our YouTube channel and just click that little bell thing so that you get notifications of when a new developer blog video comes out. So you know, it's just something to keep you going and give you more insight into what we have to offer for GLCV3. Also on the Discord, we've now created a new GLCV3 channel, so you can ask questions in there and discuss Game Launcher Creator V3 and chuck any ideas in or whatever, and talk about these devlog videos, no problem. But yeah, it's very exciting times, and hopefully there's a lot more to show you. So thanks for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.